Hello, my name is Alexis and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Nancy Wheeler from Stranger Things. Now this is probably a very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyways, and just remember this is my opinion, so please no hate, because I know how this fandom can get. But my opinion is that Nancy Wheeler is a really bad person, because when we first meet her in season 1, she's kind of self-centered and everything, and basically only is thinking of herself, because in season 1 she really likes Steve a lot. We can tell this. So she drags Barb to Steve's house to hang out with Steve and his friends, even though Barb really didn't want to go. And Nancy tries to peer pressure Barb into drinking beer, even though she really doesn't want to. And then Nancy is kind of mean to Barb, which upsets her. And because of that, Barb goes out back by Steve's pool, and she basically gets killed then. And while Barb is dying, instead of, like, what Nancy should have done was check on her friend and make sure she was okay, because Barb was clearly upset. But instead of checking on her friend, she is having sex with Steve, which is awful, because Nancy was awful to Barb. Like, that was the last conversation that Nancy ever had with Barb, was of them basically fighting. Yeah. But I know that Steve wasn't the best in season 1, but he gets better. But in season 2, when Steve actually does become a little bit better, like a better person, he takes Nancy to a party. Then at the party, Nancy gets incredibly drunk, and Nancy basically tells Steve that she doesn't love him. She tells Steve that basically the whole relationship is bullshit and she doesn't love him at all. And after that, Steve goes to Nancy's house to apologize. Like, I think it was a day or something after that. And he brings flowers and that. Honestly, I don't know why Steve is going to apologize, because he did nothing wrong. But he's still going. But anyways, while he is wanting to win Nancy back and wanting to apologize to her, Nancy is with Jonathan. And when she's with Jonathan, Nancy basically tells Jonathan that the only reason she got back with Steve is because Jonathan didn't make a move. Because Nancy said she waited. Like, are you kidding me? Nancy waited a whole month for Jonathan to make a move. And in that month, Jonathan's brother was missing. Then they finally found Jonathan's brother. But in that time, Jonathan was spending time with his family. Like, he didn't have time to think about relationships. And Nancy waited a whole month. And that basically proves that she didn't care about Steve at all. Because the only reason she's with him is because she couldn't have Jonathan. But still, then Nancy is still technically with Steve when she does this, but she hooks up with Jonathan. So she cheats on Steve with that. And Steve, I love him so much, but I hated his reaction, because he knew how Nancy feels about Jonathan, and he didn't even get mad at her or anything about all of this. Like, if I were Steve, I would have been furious. But he just let her be with Jonathan. Didn't cause, like, any, it looks like he didn't have any anger. He didn't cause any problems or anything. But then after that, well, in this newer season of Stranger Things, season 4, Jonathan moved away, obviously. And because of that, it seems like him and Nancy are kind of like, drifting apart some. And when that's happening, well, when Jonathan is away, it seems like Nancy is getting closer to Steve again. And because of that, it seems like, we already know that Steve still likes Nancy. And it looks like Nancy is falling for Steve yet again, even though she's with Jonathan. Like, Nancy needs to make up her mind. First it was Steve, then it was Jonathan. Now it's Steve again. Like, my God, there is more important stuff to worry about than relationships and boys. Like, can Nancy not make up her mind and stop focusing on boys so much? Like, she keeps stringing them along. Like, both of them. Like, she likes one of them, then when she has them, she falls for the other one. Like, it's messed up. Like, I know you can't help who you fall for, but this is getting ridiculous. Nancy makes really bad choices, and she can be incredibly selfish at times. And it seems like she doesn't really care who she hurts sometimes. Like, she acts all sweet and innocent and everything, but she isn't. Like, she's a heartbreaker, and she does some really bad stuff that I don't agree with. Now, I know this isn't a very popular opinion, but this is just my opinion. Like, everyone is free to have their own opinions, and this is just mine. So, yeah, I like Nancy at times, but at other times, I can't stand her. So that was the end of this video, and thank you all for watching it. And comment how you feel about Nancy. So thank you for watching. Bye.